How's it going, guys? So, at long last, I found some time to make the paranormal video talking about my experiences with the paranormal. We got the face camera going on today. Um, I have some photos also that I'm going to show you, but before I go through the photo, I just figured I'd do it on the screen recorder instead of just, filming on my phone. I don't know, filming myself. It's easier to do on the screen recorder so I can like pull up the photos and stuff. But yeah, let's start. Well, I think we'll start in chronological order, so oldest to newest. And this isn't going to be just limited to um, ghosts. It's also going to be my experiences with UFOs, which I have quite a bit more than ghosts. So the first ghost story, um, this was this was a long time ago, probably about 2010, so 16 years ago. I'll pull up a photo, like I don't have a photo of the ghost, but I have a photo of where it took place. So in a second, I'm gonna go through my iCloud and try to find it, like a picture that where it took place. But so you might know I have a trail in my woods in my backyard. I've talked about it because I put like wind chimes back there, but I have a trail, and at the end of the trail, before it gets to the road where it dumps out, there's a swamp, and the swamp will like fill up or dry up depending on like if it's a wet or dry season. So I walked the trail to the swamp and it was dry at this time. I was with like my friend and we just wanted to go see if the swamp was full or dry or whatever, and it was dry. So um we were going into like at the end of the trail, we walked into the swamp, right? I was looking at the road and I looked to my right and I saw this like black and white figure. It looked like a lady, like kind of like a in like a dress almost, but it was like transparent and in black and white, kind of like an old like photo of like a Victorian era, like you know what I'm talking about. But um, and she was like looking down at the ground, like at the dry swamp bed, and I looked over, and then she just looked up, and I bolted. I was like, "Get out of here!" I bolted back down the trail. It was crave full body. I saw it. It was a lady, black and white, transparent, just right at the edge of the dry swamp bed. It was crazy. So that was the first time I ever saw a ghost. And that's probably the only time I actually saw like a full body, like face, everything. But so let me think of what I'll do the ghosts first, then I'll do the UFOs. So I'm pretty sure the next ghost experience was it was a while later. It was 2019, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, let me show you a photo of where that swamp was. One second. Well, the only picture in my iCloud of really the swamp that's not in my Snap memories is this dumb video of me doing donuts on it when it's frozen when I had a mini bike. But so that's the road. This is when it's full and frozen, and it was the ghost was to the right over on this side. But where the heck did I even leave off? Now I don't even remember what I was talking about before that. Oh yeah, 2019, next ghost encounter. That is right. So this was when I was camping in, well, I was staying in a cabin in Maine. It was along like a river, and I was having a campfire. It was like at night, obviously. And I was sitting at the campfire outside the cabin, and I was kind of looking down at my, like, I was the only one out there at the time. So I was looking down at my phone, and I kind of like in the corner of my eye saw something like glowing. So I looked up, and an orb, like plain as day, right in front of me. It was like an orange colored orb, came right out of the woods over the fire, and then floated straight at the cabin and disappeared. I don't know where it went, but I looked up. It was right in front of my face, and then whoosh, right towards the cabin. I like jumped up and like sprinted inside. I was like told everyone like, yeah, an orb just literally flew in front of me. So it's probably haunted in these woods. So that was another plain as day sighting. Like that was right in front of my face. But so then the third ghost encounter was actually, so that was summer 2019. This next one was summer of 2020. I was laying actually down here on this couch, I was like on Snap. I was like laying backwards with my hand behind me, and I think I was like on my phone. I was like on Snapchat or something. And then like so like my hand was behind me. Something like I felt a grab on my arm like this hard, and I thought it was like somebody in my house that grabbed me. So I turned around and there was nobody here. Like it would have been like right here. Someone was standing, grabbed my arm like wicked hard. Turned around, nobody's there. I was like freaked out because that was something literally grabbed me like very hard. I think that's the only time I've been like touched or like felt anything like that. Ah, third encounter. I think I have a picture for this one. Oh, the cat's going crazy. Well, actually, I'll show you where I took these photos first. So it's this place. It was an old tuberculosis hospital. They demolished it in like 2017. It's called the Cranberry Specialty Hospital. It was a super haunted hospital. This is what it looked like. But I never went there when it was still standing. So me and my friend went like exploring, like ghost hunting on like the land, because the land is still just there. It's like all woods everywhere and a dirt lot now. Well, it's kind of like a field, but so we went like ghost hunting there kind of, and I got a few like really weird, like couple weird photos that I'll show you from that. So just bear with me. Okay. Well, first I'll just show you kind of what's left of it. Like there's nothing there really. It's like this is where it was. It's just a field now. But so the first photo I'll show you, if it looks like it's a different resolution, it's because I took it on my Nikon, and this is a picture of like the computer because I put the SD card in it. Is this? So I was getting a ton of like, just blank photos, nothing in them, like this. It's a road, like there's nothing there. This is the outline. It's pitch black, so this is the outline of the flashlight. Yeah, it's just like nothing showing up in any of these. But this, some kind of artifact. I'm not saying it's a ghost. I'm not saying it's not. And I didn't see this with my eyes, but after I took the photo, this mist was there. And this is like an abandoned chimney that is like left there. I don't know from what, but this was a pretty weird photo. So, and then the other one is also pretty weird. Well, I thought this was like an or I'm leaning less to believe that this is something that this could just be a bug or like a camera lens artifact, but this orb was in a photo, but I think that's less convincing than that. This was crazy to me. But like I showed you, most of the area is like a field now. So this next photo I took with my phone, not the Nikon. Like I thought I heard something in the brush, like moving around. So I used my phone camera and I snapped the field, and then I saw something like kind of crouched down. It was really weird to describe. It was like something was in the brush. So I took a photo and I saw there was something in the photo. I'm like, that's really weird. So I like cranked the brightness and like the contrast all the way up. And I got this photo. So it looks pretty normal, right? But there's something right here, and I'm not sure what that is. But we heard something in the brush, and then there's this weird, like, crouch down. I can't even tell you what that is, but it looks very out of place compared to everything else. So I'll just leave it at that. Um, I'm trying to think if there's been any other ghost encounters. Well, like sometimes, like down here, like my wind chime tails will randomly move, but like without a draft, I'm not really sure what that's all about. I think that would be more easy to debunk though, but yeah, sometimes the wind chimes just move and it's pretty weird. So yeah, that's about all for the ghosts. So I'm gonna move on to the UFOs, which I'm big into planes and stuff, and I'm always looking at the sky, so I'm pretty good with knowing what's in the sky, what's a satellite, what's a star, what's a planet, or what's a UFO. So the first UFO that I saw was 2013, I think. I was on a cruise. I don't have any pictures for this, unfortunately, but I was on a cruise, um, and I was on the back of the ship. Like, I think we were near like the Bahamas or like Florida Keys or something. But there was these very, very bright lights, four in pairs. So it was two white here and two white here, and they were connected. They were kind of rotating, and they had a like a kind of like a comet trail, like a flaming trail, but they weren't like falling to the sky. They were just it was just a trail of light coming off each of them, and they were wicked bright, and they were kind of rotating and moving really bizarre. And then this is the weird part. Somebody or something like a green laser, like either someone from the ship had a high power laser and they shined it at it, or a laser came off it, because all of a sudden there was a green laser, like like how it's like the beam you can see on the high powered ones, just shot from either the thing or someone from the ship had a pointer, but somebody there was some kind of green laser involved, and it was really bizarre. And then like so the lights were wicked bright. They stayed there for about 5 minutes until they kind of just like burned out and fizzled out. They didn't like shoot off or anything, but it was really weird. Like I've never seen anything like that ever and haven't since. But the next one I'm 100% convinced was a UFO. Like the other one didn't really make any like insane maneuvers, which is kind of like the characteristic for UFOs. They do crazy moves that like, conventional planes couldn't do, but this next one was also in 2013. 2013 was a lucky year for UFOs. I was camping in Kingston, Massachusetts. I was by the fire again, and I saw like a red and blue light, like it was a ball above the trees. It floated up right over, kind of near. It was not like right above the trees, it was like a little higher, but it was very noticeable. It floated like pretty slowly, like almost to right above where the campfire was. It didn't stop. It did a complete 180 and shot backwards the exact way it came at like 2,000 miles an hour. It was like came up, pew, shot back in an instant. I was like, that was crazy. Um, yeah, a plane cannot do that. That was the most insane, like moving thing I've ever seen, and that I'm 100% convinced that was a UFO. Um, So the next one, I'm trying to get my head in order. Like I always like freeze up on videos. I'm trying to think. What was the next one? Well, I have a photo of one that I'll show you. Just bear with me. I'm gonna. No, what is that? Hold on. Wait, before that, I forgot. I have a ghost video that comes from my friend that he sent me. So this, I don't take credit for this video, but this is my friend's video. Um, it's around here somewhere. Hold on. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I know it's around 2022 summer. Right, right here. So he showed this is from his like ring. Why is it not playing? Technical difficulties. Okay, I got it working. So this is from his like ring or some kind of ring camera. Where like an orb set it off, and then it set off the motion light. This is a pretty weird video. So check out the orb right there and watch. Sets the motion light on. Oh shoot, what did I do? Yeah, we'll just replay that. Like I said, this isn't my video. This is my friend's video that he sent to me. But that's pretty weird. I don't know what that is. All right, back to the UFOs. All right, so this is one that I'm not 100% sure on. Like this, I'm not gonna say it's a UFO, but I'm not gonna say it's not. It's one that I just really don't know what I was looking at. So I was like on the phone with my friend and I looked out the window and I saw this like white ball in the sky that was moving. So I got my Nikon, which zooms in a lot, and I got this photo, which I know it kind of looks like balloons, but it was changing shape every second. I kept rapid firing. So 1 second it was like that, the next second it was that, then the next second it was that, like smaller. It was like morphing shape, but it wasn't like a, because I have photos on my Nikon of balloons, and you can tell it's a balloon because it's like they have strings or they're like colored and they're very easy to identify. But this was a little different. I'm not sure what this was. Um, oh yeah, the other crazy UFO I saw. This was in 2017. This was when I was in Cancun, Mexico with my friend. We were sitting on the beach at night. It was like 11 p.m. because we were at the resort. And we looked up and there was these four. They were faint. They weren't like super, super bright like the cruise ship one. They were very faint and they were red lights. There's four of them and they were all like swirling like a vortex just all around, like among the stars, doing these crazy, like, not like shooting like the other one did, but just like swirling all around, going around each other. And they did that for a couple minutes until like three out of four of them just like blanked out and disappeared, and the fourth one just flew out over the ocean and disappeared. That was really weird. I've never seen anything like that. Sadly, I had like a crappy iPhone at the time. I had like an iPhone 6 because it was 2017, so it didn't really come out on video. But and I didn't have my Nikon back then either, so I didn't really get a picture or video of it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's all the encounters I have. So thanks for watching, guys.